good to go? Good morning, viewers. It's another edition of Vice Thunders at News Tent on Free TV, your number one online municipal review program. We are here again to review what we have on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. We really apologize that we're not available yesterday. This was due to the special assignments I attended to yesterday. We apologize for that. All right, the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Let's see what's there. The Vanguard newspaper. Pressure on petrol, diesel prices as crude oil hits $97.17. Storm Lagos, Ocean Delta as protests enter day 2. Curfew in Kano as tribunal sacks Governor Kabir Yusuf. Curfew in Kano as tribunal sacks Governor Kabir Yusuf. Oshodi Apapa Expressway gridlock. Oshodi Apapa Expressway gridlock. Commuters groan as Sanwo-Olu, but please look on. All right, quickly to the Punch newspaper. The Punch with different stories. Tinubu'S academic record. APC tackles Atiku as U.S. court grants ex-vice president's request. Tinubu'S academic record. APC tackles Atiku as U.S. court grants ex-vice president's request. PDP, Atiku's aide commend U.S. courts, say Tinubu'S academic record will be unveiled soon. No cause for alarm. Atiku's case, an exercise in futility. President has nothing to hide, says APC. Yeah, we have on misconduct. Ondo Assembly begins process to impeach Deputy Governor. Please declare 24-hour curfew as tribunal sacks Kano Governor. Shops shut, NNPP supporters protests. Governor heads for appeal. Let's quickly look at the picture on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Lagos road collapse after downpour. Residents groan. You can see the picture on the front page of the paper. Mohbad's wife seeks Falana's intervention. Ekiti Assembly demands justice. On strike. NLC ultimatum ends today. Federal government at least fears. On to the next one. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper. What the Nigerian Tribune saying at the newsstand? Very crucial one here. The major headline it reads: curfew in Kano as tribunal sacks governor. Curfew in Kano as tribunal sacks governor. All right, down the paper we have Ondo lawmakers begin impeachment process against deputy governor of the state. Quickly to the last paper, which is Daily Trust. Daily Trust with a beautiful headline here, but not beautiful to the supporters of NNPP. Kano tribunal sacks Governor Yusuf, declares Gawuna winner. That's the APC governorship candidates in the 2023 governorship election. Kano tribunal sacks Governor Yusuf, declares Gawuna winner. Government imposes 24-hour curfew. Business owners close shops. NNPP to appeal. APC applauds verdict. All right, quickly to our reviewers for more reviews on the stories we have on these papers. Matthew is here. Matthew, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Michael Atiku.
You're welcome once again. Good to see you.
It's my pleasure being here.
All right. We understand the fact that the tribunal has given its own verdict on the governorship election in Kano State. The election was said to be marked with certain irregularities, which the tribunal has now declared the winner of the All Progressives Congress as the winner of the March 18 governorship election in that state. Can you quickly talk more on the issue there? Government has imposed 24-hour curfew. Business owners close shops due to the fact that Gawuna was declared the winner. What do you think is happening?
Once again, thank you for having me. I will tell you that I received that news with a rude shock because it's quite surprising. I never expected such judgment because we are all witnesses to the general election in different places in Nigeria. Even before the election, one could extrapolate and tell you what is likely going to happen in an area. Just like I always told Lucky Adonabi Lagos, who came from Edo State, who was supporting Atiku at the time. I was telling him that in Edo, where you come from, P2B will win. That is based on what we saw on ground. So nobody was in doubt who should win the election in Kano State before the election and even during the election. Because the popularity of Kwankwansia movement, who is the leader of, national leader of NPP, and who hails from Kano State, is not in doubt. It beats every imagination to begin to see how you can phantom how the tribunal was able to know the polling units, the wards, where irregularity took place, to the point that they deducted about 165,000 and some number of votes from the NPP candidates before declaring the APC candidates winner. But I have a worry. I hope judiciary will not want to crash this democracy the way they are going. I align with what Bode just said the other day, that we should get a point where we should, the court should not be the one telling us who won an election. Because I hope we are not going to see another, how something that happened with Bukachiwa is not happening behind the scene. We also, during the night validation session, how Senator Bukachiwa was narrating how his wife, how he put some influence on the wife in the case involving senators, and how the wife always allow him to invade her privacy and break protocol in terms of trying to assist his colleagues. I hope something like that is not playing out here, because I'm surprised. I'm not an MPP member, I'm not a PDP member, I'm not a Labour Party member, though I have sympathy for Labour Party and its candidates because of the way and manner I see their candidates. What I'm trying to say is, I'm somebody that believes that if Party A is popular here, they should win. If you need to win an election, look for a popular candidate. That's the way to go. For me, even the last election, the last term of the former governor, the current national chairman of APC, Ganduje himself, he won under controversial circumstances. So for me, it's a good thing the NPP have indicated their readiness to appeal that judgment, because what we are seeing have a way of demoralizing electorates, setting stage for voter apathy in subsequent election. I must tell you the truth. It's not about whether I'm in Kano, whether I'm an AMPP member or not. Where somebody is popular, allow that person to win. It's like when they gave the victory of Leon from Bayelsa State to Diri, I was not happy about it. Because it's something that somebody labored for. You understand? It's like the travel, what is it called? Adeleke went through before he finally won. Even the last term of Aboyega, the one Aboyega won, he won under controversial circumstance against Adeleke. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, we are seeing Ogun State. We all know the popularity of the various candidates before the election, and we are following the trend. Like Enugu State too, we saw what happened. I think it's only in Abia State that they could not do more damage. Even in Rivers State, we also saw what happened. Going by revelation of premium time newspaper and even I think the British, either British media house or so. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, I think our politicians should begin to shop for popular candidates if you want to win an election.
No, not you. Let me just pause you a bit. There are fears that under Tinubu's leadership, that we might end up operating on one-party system in the country. Are we heading towards that?
If you operate on one-party system on the basis of adhering to rule of law and tenets of democracy, there's nothing wrong about it. But if you use other means, influence, to coerce people through backdoor to collect election won by other people, is condemnable and it should be discouraged. Because, like I just said, I say one, what has happened will set stage for voter apathy in subsequent election. It will set to, it will demoralize Nigerians. It will make Nigerians lose interest in the electoral process. That's the truth.
Now, quickly to our viewers before I continue with Matthew Oloku, Precious Ikedi, saying good morning, Michael, and all the reviewers. Saying good morning to you. I'm sure Matthew is also saying good morning to Precious over there. Because we don't know where Precious is watching us from.
But good morning to him as well.
And we don't even know if Precious is a female or male.
But
good morning to female and male Precious.
I think that name
Precious
is mostly men that bear that name.
Are you sure? I have someone that bears
in your village.
Andrew Gujimi, good morning, Mr. Michael Adekunle and everyone. Last, every lovers of Flip TV bystanders, reviewers. I will say good morning to you, Andrew Ogunjimi. Dortmund Pounds, another beautiful day. Good morning to everyone. That's the slogan of Dortmund Pounds, another beautiful day. You're saying it's another beautiful day to you as well, Dortmund Pounds. Benga TV, good morning, Mr. Michael. So good morning to you. Gladys Oyabo, good morning to everyone watching us. And she's saying she's watching from Atlanta, USA. Gladys Oyabo, that's esteemed viewer. I'm saying good morning to you as well. Good morning, Mr. Michael from Denmark. That's King Cross. I think you might also saying good morning to King Cross, right? All right. Urobo Boy, saying good morning to you. Samson Moses, Taiwo, or Dunlade, saying good morning to you.
Ogawa Taiwo. Mr. Taiwo, good morning to you. How is London this morning? What hour of the day are you now?
It should be close to our own time as well. Maybe 1 hour or 2 hours.
But good day.
Good day. Okay, good day to you. All right, Frank Ibe, saying good morning to you. Okay, great. Great morning to you. Okay, great. Nelly Onowa, good morning to you. Now, back to the impeachment saga in Ondo State. The deputy governor and the incumbent governor of the state, Rotimi Akeredolu. Of course, I think this started when Akeredolu went on medical leave in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. And when he came back, Baba started his own as well, just like Edo State governor did to Shuaibu, who happens to be his deputy governor. Impeachments, a move to impeach the governor is ongoing, and I want you to say something concerning what is happening in Ondo State.
I think they're just trying to start the process. It's a whole lot of process that has to do with raising allegation and the clerk of the house making the allegation known to the person being accused. A panel of judges being raised to investigate, and the man being given the privilege and opportunity to defend himself. So we understand that the man has to, as in acting capacity, as the acting governor, when his principal was away in January, attending to his health. But until at a time when they would have made the allegation known to him, and he will be required to defend it, I think there is little we can say about it. You can understand that the position he held while the principal was away is a position of trust, and we are hearing that there are allegations of breach of trust, misappropriation, and impeachable offense. So I think if you are given a position of responsibility of that nature and the allegation of mismanagement, the person should be honorable enough to address it. So let us wait for him and see the allegation and see whether the man will accept that those allegations are right or is political. But I think Akeredolu is somebody I like so much.
Reason?
Because he's somebody that speaks truth to power, irrespective of political affiliation. I saw him do that in the time of Buhari as a president, when no governor was able to speak up against Fulani herdsmen. So he was always telling the world, this is the position, this is my thoughts, irrespective of the fact that they are from the same political party and that he's a governor under the platform of APC. But that notwithstanding, this is a different issue. I want to believe that what we are seeing is not a political witch hunt. But let us allow the allegation to crop up first.
Now, for those watching us that don't really know that the governor of Kano State has been sacked, and Gawuna now declared as the winner of the March 18 election. Let me quickly read this to you, for you to really understand what is going on in Kano State. Presently, curfew has been declared by the government of Kano State based on the fact that people are afraid of hoodlum attacks and all of that. Now, let me read it to you viewers. Kano State Governorship Election Tribunal has sacked Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf and declared the All Progressives Congress APC candidate as the winner of the March 18 election. On Wednesday, the three-man panel ordered the withdrawal of the certificate of return issued to Governor Yusuf by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The certificate will now be issued to Yusuf Gawuna of the APC, that's the All Progressives Congress, according to the judgment transmitted virtually via Zoom. The APC had challenged the election of 60-year-old Kabir Yusuf Gawuna. The APC candidate in the election was anointed candidate of the immediate former governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, and current APC national chairman. Kabir Yusuf, on the other hand, was the anointed candidate of Ganduje's political rival, that's Rabiu Kwakwanso, who is also a former governor of the state. In the petition, the APC asked the tribunal to nullify the victory of Kabir Yusuf on the grounds that the election was conducted in violation of the Electoral Act 2022, among others. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the NNPP, and Governor Kabir Yusuf as the respondents were listed as the respondents in the petition. On Wednesday, the tribunal agreed with arguments presented by the APC that there were irregularities and substantial non-compliance with electoral laws during the election. I think we just analyzed this, and for those who don't really know what is going on in Kano State now, tribunal has given verdict, and Gawuna of the All Progressives Congress is now the winner of the March 18 election. Now on to the next one. Matthew, let's move to Chicago State University. The U.S. court has ordered the Chicago State University to release the academic record of Bola Ahmed Tinubu within 2 days. I think Atiku is not giving up on this issue, despite the fact that this week or this week, there was no response to that from the Chicago State University. What we had, what we learned, was that Tinubu attended the school and graduated in 1979. What is really happening now is that the U.S. court has ordered the Chicago State University to release the academic records of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I think America is a country where rule of law prevails, and to the extent of that court order, I don't think the State University will flout it. So it means in the shortest possible time, Atiku still be availed of the relevant documents as been ordered by the courts. I think that will lead to rest all the controversy surrounding whether he attended Chicago State University or any issue that have to do with the certificate. But I think it's good for democracy, it's good for Nigeria, it's good for the world, because I think if you seek to lead, to govern in that capacity, your record should be a public, should be at the public should be able to access your record to know who you are, who you are. So I don't see anything extraordinary except otherwise. Before now, there is something the president and his handlers were hiding from the public. If the same document is submitted to INEC for the purpose of the election is what is contained in the archive of the institute. So I don't think they have anything to worry about. But until the school avails Atiku a certified copy of the certificate as ordered by the court, I think we should wait and wait until Atiku's team make it public.
Now, away from that, on to the next one, Ogun State. Governor Dapo Abiodun has said that he will leave no stone unturned in the killings of the citizens in Shagamu. Of course, you heard that news.
The court clash.
Yeah. I think that's a good development, from the governor of Ogun State.
Well, it's quite worrisome that you have security agencies, particularly the police and DSS, with all the salary they collect from taxpayers' money, they don't do their work. Ordinarily, what you call courtesan was limited to the tertiary institutions before now. What you call courtists, they live in a larger society, the society know them, the people know them. What stop DSF from gathering the relevant actionable information that will lead to apprehending these culprits even before they unleash mayhem? Whether I call it within among themselves, whether to the ordinary members of the society, is condemnable. This is not the kind of thing we should encourage in Nigerian society. So what I'm saying is, beyond getting to the root and getting justice for people who have been killed, there is need to eradicate this menace out of our society. Honestly speaking, the police and DSS need to synergize. Get these people, once you have credible information, arrest with evidence, tell them to collect court pronouncement. Because if you find someone who is not qualified to bear firearm, because most of these courts bear firearm, you take the person to the court. If the court say pronounce 5-year jail term, 10 years, as the case may be, depending on the constitutional provision in that state regarding that offence, then once that person go and serve that jail term, it will act as a deterrent to others. So if you are not seeing prosecution in that regard, the people will continue to join in such court. Even what we are hearing, that is a young musician that was that died under controversial circumstance, that it has to do with intimidation from maybe music arena that has to do with courtism and all that. I think Nigerian security agencies should do more. They should be up and doing in their responsibility.
All right, before I let you go, let's quickly talk about Bab's death. We realize that, and we know that Nigerians are still grieving right now. And celebrities are every day coming out to speak out. More Nigerians are coming out to speak on the issue. Presently, the wife of the deceased, I'm talking about Mohbad, has called on Femi Falana to intervene in the case. I think justice needs to take its course, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
No, justice needs to take its course. Because if you don't do that, it will not deter other people who have intention of doing similar things. Because particularly as we are hearing allegations, seeing videos online, how the boy was handled, how the boy was intimidated, how the boy was beaten, even how they would trace the boy to his studio where he's recording baby song, get him intimidated, handled, beaten. I think all these things are already evidence that will lead in the process of investigation.
Now, let me read it to the viewers. Human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, said on Wednesday that Omowumi, wife of deceased musician Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, visited him to demand justice for her late husband. I think a respected lawyer
No, Falana
like
is somebody I respect so well.
needs to wade
Because
into the matter.
on so many occasions he has risen to defend the people. Even before we saw the NSA report of Lagos State that say about 100 leak report anyway, that say about 90-something persons were killed. I think I read in newspaper how Falana took up an issue where they were speculating that about 90 persons were killed across Lagos State during the NSA. So Falana has always been there for the masses, for the downtrodden, for when it comes to fighting for people who are not privileged to fight. So I think his the one going to him is a right step in the right direction.
Right. Thank you so much, Matthew. I really appreciate you for coming on board. Let me tell you that you can join us on Flip TV Plus as a sister channel. You can subscribe on that channel for good quality content, good programs, latest information. Please do subscribe on Flip TV Plus. Thank you so much, viewers. Michael, welcome on board.
Great morning, Michael.
Great morning, as usual.
Greetings to all our viewers across the world.
Watching us right presently.
Yes.
All right, Stop and Chop is online presently and watching us. Say, how na day? We day, Stop and Chop.
We day fine.
We day fine. Adeyemi is saying good morning to you. Adeyemi is saying good morning to you.
Yeah, Adeyemi, good morning.
Congo, Indo BC saying good morning. We're saying good morning to you.
Good morning.
To everybody watching us right now, we're saying good morning. Yomi, Abdul, Quick Penny, and some other viewers watching us across the globe.
Good morning, viewers.
Michael, what's happening in Kano State? What's happening? It seems Papa So didn't really pull that trigger. He promised to pull. You could see tribunal declaring the APC governorship candidates in the just concluded election as the winner of that March 18 election in Kano State. How do you feel about it?
For me, I think I saw it coming, especially going by the threats that came from one of the commissioners in that state, who was eventually sacked by the governor. I think they envisaged that that was likely to be the direction of the judgment when those threats began to come on the judges. And thankfully, it was immediately sacked by the governor. So, the judgment is a welcome development. Don't forget, it is not the final arbiter. We still have opportunity to press it on to the Supreme Court. And until that happens, that is when the final change of guard will take place. So, just a stage or a face, they still have a line flying of appeal. So, and don't forget Kano being a very volatile state when it comes to elections and I must add, and religious matters. Kano can be very volatile. So I think that was what led to the curfew that has been declared by the governor, just to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order after the judgment came.
Okay. Now let's leave the governorship candidates aside. Let's leave them out of this issue. Let's look at Ganduje and Kwakwanso of NNPP. The two personalities, I think they are big wigs, in their parties. And when you look at them, the influence of Kwakwanso in Kano, it speaks volume. Ganduje also is not exempted. Of course, as the APC chairman, you should expect him to also pull that crowd. But what can you say about these two personalities, two figures in that state?
They are big wigs in their respective rights, and they control a large followership of supporters and all of that. But I think the Kwankwasia movement, which is gaining ground, which has gained ground over the years, is holding its sway in that state, and I don't think they will want to back down easily. I still feel that they will pursue the matter to the Supreme Court with the assumption or with the claim that they actually won that election. They are both big wigs, and they both control large followership. That's what I can say about those two gladiators.
And there are fears out there that with Tinubu on throne, might be heading to one-party system in Nigeria. Are you in line with what some persons are saying out there?
That is left to the opposition. I mean, as it were now, to really ensure that it doesn't happen. Every political party in power, we always attempt to keep dominating. That is natural. Don't forget when PDP was there. At the point they start bragging that they are going to be in power for 60 years, if you remember, Michael. And unfortunately, that was converted to 16 years for them. So that has always been the trend. When you are in power, you need more. You need to gain more grounds. You need to spread your tentacles and all of that. So it is not out of place for political parties to have that ambition. I think it is less for the opposition to ensure that they don't cave in by holding forth to those areas, and also try to gain the support of more people. And that's the only way to go about it. But the attempt will always come from a ruling political party, not with the kind of person of Asiwaju Tinubu, who is politically good. I mean, you can't take away that. Grounded, is on ground politically. You can't. I mean, you may not like a lot of things about him, but you can't take that out of him.
Grounded in
strategically, he has it exactly
everywhere
across the country. That's the truth. Across the country, he's grounded politically speaking. He's grounded. He knows his onions when it comes to what trigger to put. You can't take away that. That is the truth. And if you are dealing with that kind of a person, you have to lose your sleep sometimes to remain relevant as a political party.
But why is it that there is always this focus on Kano State when it comes to election in Nigeria?
As I said, Kano is a pointer. Don't forget, Kano and Lagos most of the time are equal, somehow rated in terms of the population and all of that. So the consciousness, political consciousness in Kano is also great. The awareness about political activities is much in Kano. So it has always been a state to look out for when it comes to, I don't forget politics is about number. When it comes to the numbers, you can't ignore a state like that. So it has always been a state to focus on when it comes to politics.
Now, do you think heading to the Supreme Court will favor the NNPP?
That's left for us to see. It is their job to put forth their evidences before the courts and convince the judges beyond reasonable doubt. Don't forget, beyond reasonable doubt, and that's the only way they can.
That's always a slogan. Beyond reasonable doubt.
No, it's illegal. That's the legal term that judges will always tell us when they are delivering any judgment, that they needed to be convinced beyond reasonable doubt. And I think if they are able to tidy up every of their loose ends, probably the next court may be in their favor.
And with the APC in power, talking about APC ruling as a ruling party, do you think the right judgment will be given?
I think so. Don't forget, we are expected. We assumed that that is separation of powers, executive, judiciary, legislature. So I believe they are independent. How much of the independence they have is left for us to see, and we can always assess that through the judgment they give and all of that. So And except you are able to prove otherwise, I believe they are independent. We are treating Kano now. A sitting governor was asked to vacate
the office,
in spite of the fact that he had been sworn in and all of that. So I still believe that we have judges that have integrity. Some might have issue with some of them, probably that might have soiled their hands. So I still believe we have judges with integrity that can get the job done.
And don't you think that judgment was political? Don't you think it was political?
The Kano judgment?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I'm not the judge, and I don't have the evidences before me.
Okay. All right. Moving down to another one, we have U.S. courts ordering Chicago University to release Bola Tinubu's records to Atiku within 2 days. Now, before I allow you to speak, let me quickly read this out to the viewers. Nigerian opposition leader Atiku Abubakar has landed a major victory in the United States as part of his ongoing push to demonstrate Bola Tinubu's ineligibility to be Nigeria's president. I need to look at this right up again. Nigerian opposition leader Atiku Abubakar has landed a major victory. I think it's a victory for Atiku. Even if the academic record has not been released. Yeah. Now, a federal court in Chicago ruled on Tuesday night that Chicago State University, that's the CSU, must turn over all records relating to Mr. Tinubu to Mr. Atiku Abubakar within 2 days, saying the former vice president has been able to sufficiently satisfy the purpose for seeking the records according to the ruling seen by media or newsmen. Michael, it's another tough one here. Do you think Ashwaju will survive this?
That is left for us to see. We've not seen the details of what is about to be released. We've not seen if what will be released will contradict what is with INEC or what he has submitted in the past. We have not been able to establish the fact that probably there is discrepancy between what was submitted and what the school will release. So I think until we have that details about what is to be released, we may not be able to say much. But I think, as you have said, or as the paper has reported, it is a victory for the man who have sought for that records. The courts has granted him, and so we look forward to seeing the details, and we make further comments on the issue.
Of course, the presidency has said no shaking. We have nothing to hide. That everything will still end in futility. I think the APC government is not really worried about what Atiku is tendering to the world.
No, I think that is general about politicians. Even if a politician knows that he was going to lose woefully in an election, a day to that election, he will still be sounding very confidently and all of that. So we are not perturbed by that. People will always sound from the point of strength and all of that. So it's part of the game. But we look forward to those records and take position when we see them.
All right, quickly to entertainment, we all know that Mohbad is a movement. Mohbad is a name to reckon with in the entertainment industry. Presently, the Nigerian celebrities are not giving up. Yesterday, Yabo just stormed the office of the Commissioner of Police, demanded justice for Mohbad. I think he was supposed to go on with a protest, which was eventually cancelled. I think due to certain information she heard or she gathered. But at this junction, I think we've seen a proactive or an active Nigerian police. We've seen the DSS moving into the matter to dig out the major cause of this young talent's death. Are we in the right direction, Mike?
So far, I think the government has done the needful in terms of setting up appropriate committee to look into that matter. A 13-man committee has been set up. The police, the DSS and all of other relevant agencies are already been on motion to unravel the mystery of Mohbad's death. So some of the celebrities, a lot of celebrities that are also on the matter have been giving their voice to ensure that Mohbad get justice, and I think that is where a lot of us stand about having justice given to that family. They have been brutalized by the loss of their loved one, and I think the only way to suppress that pain is to get justice.
The news surrounding his death is still sketchy. And as a matter of fact, everyone close to Mohbad is a suspect. Yeah. His wife is a suspect, his father is a suspect, his mother is a suspect. Naira Marley, former record label boss, is a suspect. Sam Larry, socialite, also is a suspect. And many others that we can't even remember for now. How do you think that justice will be carried out with these people surrounding Mohbad's death?
That is the job of those that have been saddled with our responsibility. That's their job. Regardless the mystery that surrounds his death, these are experts in unraveling such things. They've done it in the past and all of that. So I believe they know what to do to everyone that is involved within the time. The guy was probably injected or something, and the time he eventually gave up the ghost. So it is their job. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly what they are looking for, and they know how to narrow it down to specifics in terms of those who carried out the dastardly acts.
Thank you so much. And quickly to the comment section, we have Abdullah saying, "Rest on Mohbad. I believe the truth will come out soon." I also believe it will come out soon. Everybody is not happy with the development that is going on. All right, quickly to Ondo State, the impeachment saga. Why the fight between the deputy governors and the governors? Tribal is having his own taste from Obaseki. This is Ayedatiwa, or what was it called? Having his own taste from Akeredolu. Akeredolu just came back from sick leave. He's seriously hitting it hard on his deputy. How do you see this whole drama?
Mike, I believe you by now. I think you should know my position when it comes to things like this. I don't waste time when politicians begin to act drama. I have never, and will never be interested in their drama. What is important to me should be how an average Ondo person can have good governance, how basic facilities, infrastructures can come on board in that state. Politicians, we have their issues, and eventually, sometimes along the line, they resolve it. So I don't think we should expend a lot of energy trying to get into their minds as to why they are doing what they are doing. They can do it for whatever reason. What should be important to us is that whatever they are doing, whatever drama the governor of Ondo State and his deputy may be acting should not affect governance in Ondo State. And again,
even if he was involved in some sort of gross misconduct, while in office.
We have had these gross misconducts.
While in office of the governor himself, Akeredolu.
We have had these gross misconducts countless number of times. That is the word. They package a lot of things into this gross misconduct. And if you ask them to define this gross misconduct, you'll be shocked. So people have different motives for doing what they are doing. But they always put it under gross misconduct. And that is it. But I believe there are procedures impeaching a deputy governor. I urge the lawmakers in that state to follow the procedure. I think he has right to be called or to be summoned, and his position must be heard. These are part of the procedures and all of that, and the number of days involved. I believe Akeredolu is a sound senior advocate of Nigeria. He understands the legal implications of what he's doing. So, as long as he follows due process and they are able to establish their gross misconduct, I think it is their job to do what they are doing as legislators. It is within the purview of their assignment to carry out what they are doing. All I am after is good governance in those states and following the law, respecting the right of that deputy governor. It is not about intimidating him. It is not about I'm twisting him. He should be allowed to express himself, to present whatever thing he has in defending himself, and not just to be a victim of what we don't know about.
And finally, before we go, can Mohbad get justice with Femi Falana's involvement?
Femi Falana, SAN, is a respected lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria, a human rights activist of great repute. I have a lot of respect for him as a person. He has been involved in cases like this countless number of times. I think the most recent one was Timothy that was murdered in Osun State. He pursued the case and he got justice for that family. So he's getting involved in a good development, and I think justice will not just be served, but to be seen to be served.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. That was a very brilliant contribution.
My pleasure, Mike.
From you. Thank you so much. Oh, Oluwa wonderful Balan. Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
How you doing?
Sima Kola. Pierre, can you take one?
Oh, thank you so much.
Take it. It's a spiritual hold.
Spiritual one.
Spiritual. See, this thing make our forefather live and tell the truth.
What kind of pear is this?
It's a pear, just pear.
Just pear. Avocado pear. What kind of pear?
Nigeria pear.
Nigeria pear. Oluwa wonderful Balan. Thank you so much for coming.
Good morning, everybody worldwide. So we are home. We are Nigeria. The son, the house of God.
President, everybody is watching you worldwide.
And they will know that we are home to the house of Nigeria. Nigeria also. Nigeria is speaking. Nigeria is speaking. I am Nigeria. Confirm mother, father, Nigeria. No handcuffs. Right from the time of John the Baptist, so many violence. And the violence take by force. Nigeria take by force.
Are we taking it by force?
Without by force, no truth. Without by force, no truth. Before, you see, the kingdom take it by force. Talk less of here, where is some kingdom? That's why my adopted father, Fela Anicola Mokuti. Adopted father.
I know.
Let me bring the chest for my country to be good. Am I talking to you?
Yeah, you're talking to me, sir.
Are you sure?
Very well.
Are you sure our language is you well wise?
Very well. Very well.
Oluwa of Ogbalan, the Son of God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. We will take this nation by force. Say the kingdom of God is over the violence, and the violence taken by force. Why not Nigeria? Nigeria is going to take it by force. You got it by force.
And on Mohbad's death, are we taking it by force? Are we getting the justice by force?
See, Mohbad's death is now bringing another situation. After NSAS. Am I speaking to you?
Yeah.
NSAS. There was a protest. This is a similarity to them. To that language, because truth will come to pass one day. And the truth will come to pass not by sleeping or by your work. By we're demonstrating the situation that you know Demonstrate what you know, and what you know, give life. And you know, and God will not attach with you. Why Nigeria suffer like that? Why iniquity? Why iniquity in Nigeria? People they enjoy, people they suffer. Millions they suffer. Now your fella say suffer. Now your fault be that. Why? Because we are in Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
I like it whatever more. See, let me tell you one thing. That guy dead, the situation will come outside. Because I have seen many things. Except, because who want to write the report?
The IG is on top of the matter. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, is on top of the matter. Lawyers, celebrities.
Where are the suspects? Are they in Nigeria? The question to you now. Tell me now. Oluwawa, asking you now. Who are the suspects? Where are they?
Investigation is still ongoing.
Okay, are they here? It's a question to you, please.
At least let them detect what killed him. That's the first thing.
Since a language was given before the death came. The death came. Where their name now? Are they in Nigeria custody? They in Nigeria security custody. So the language is different. You can't answer it because you are not informed. I'm supposed to be informed. You see, I have mafia so cat how.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Mafia.
That was a very brilliant contribution.
Mafia.
I really respect you.
I like
Your
God
view.
forevermore. God expose the mystery of me.
All right, you're squeezing my
Man,
hand. It's paining
I'll
me.
try to, sorry.
Just
Try to
squeezing it.
let you know you don't know. You must know.
All right, Oluwawan, thank you so much. We really appreciate our viewers for joining us on today's edition of this program. It's been a wonderful program with the viewers here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, thank you so much, viewers, for joining us on today's edition of this program. Tomorrow is another day. That's Friday. Our social media handles are right on the screen. Also join me on our platforms at Michael Timothy Atiku and on TikTok, Mike Flip TV. Thank you so much, Anthony. That's another very great guy doing a great job behind the camera. Odunlade Taiwo, Stop and Chop, Mookie Great, Gladys Eyabo, and some other viewers that are on the platform right now watching us. We appreciate you all. Bye for now.